if we reach out.
But look at this lens. Now, one thing I will say about these videos is as they go on, his camera gets more and more expensive, you know? Hello there, my loyal subjects. My name is Video Editor, and if that isn't true, then presumably I'm not wearing sexually suggestive Christmas socks right now. Now, it's been a while since I slipped on my alter ego hat, headphones, a video editor. That is entirely down to incompetence and ADHD. I really enjoy doing video editor type videos, but it just, it's one of the things that will just slip my mind. There's so many things that are really important to me, matter a lot, but my brain will just not allow me to remember they exist for a while. Like taking care of myself, family members, feeding myself, lots of stuff like that. Or maybe in a way I just didn't want this to end. Like the GCF series has been a beautiful journey. Watching Kungkook become a really, very, very good video editor, annoyingly good, has been a great journey. And this is the last one for now, so it is kind of bittersweet. But if this is your first time watching me break down a GCF video, I've done the whole series now, or will have done by the time you see this. Myself, I've been editing for like 15 years or something at this point. Pretty good at it, pretty competent. So it's nice to see what Kungkook is doing, to break down how he became as good as me in about 2 or 3 years instead. A lot of people said this is probably his best one ever, so I'm excited for it. If you want to watch me break down video editing or break down mentally whilst trying to be funny, you can subscribe to my channel for free. Click the notification bell so you can be notified. Check out my Patreon in the description for Run BTS and Bon Voyage reactions and weekly polls and stuff like that. Early access to all my videos. Grab yourself a nice drink, sit back, maybe a notepad if you want to learn anything, although I'm probably the worst person to learn from. But yeah, this is going to be an epic journey. Let's do this. I like this opening shot. Not such a big fan of the black font, but it's also kind of dark, so I get it. But
If we reach out.
Now, one thing I will say about these videos is as they go on, his camera gets more and more expensive, Probably gets nicer and nicer lenses. I mean, look at this art lens he's got here. And also, Kungkook is a master of syncing. Unsurprisingly, that is the beautiful thing about a musician becoming a really good video editor, is they understand music and sync and beats and transitions so well already. But we got nice little syncs, nice cuts here on the beat, the piano beat. Package. Check out Kungkook's package.
If we reach out.
But look at this lens. The focus here is gorgeous. You've got a lovely, crisp but soft focus on, is that Jimin or RM? I think it's RM. And the bokeh. The bokeh? I think it's bokeh, I don't know. But look at this background blur here. So stylistic. Something cool Kungkook is doing here is storytelling and emotion evoking, if that's a phrase. It shouldn't be. Using speed. I think I said this before in other GCF videos. Editing to music, for me at least, it's almost like a cheat code because music is so evocative, and if you can make your video match the emotions of the music, you have this sumptuous combined piece that just elevates both the music itself and video to new heights that would probably make me feel a bit scared to be at. I have a sort of a fear of heights a little bit. So in this you have quite a sad, slow, somber song. Alliteration, amazing. Arse. And to match it, he's gone with sad, slow and somber editing. It's quite... And the color correction here is good. It's not completely bleak, but it is subdued. This is a very subdued tone, you could obviously get way more color out of this scene. There's good contrast here, but color-wise, it's a little bit desaturated. It's got a fade to it. And everything is in slow motion, or reduced speed, about 50% speed it looks like. So you have this slow song, nice slow cuts, slow blinks, And the other question here is, how far does this go? Does this go to directing as well? Did he tell Jimin, lean back and look vaguely sad or wistful? Possibly is the answer, possibly. Kungkook, he's good at what he does. And I think from the last GCF, he was kind of directing them as well. So I can believe he was telling them to make these poses. Well, I'm counting 7 of them here. So Kungkook didn't film this one. So this doesn't count. If I like this shot, but he didn't take it, so cheating. Nice. Nature. That's really nice. Clip selection is so essential There's so many things you can do with video editing. That's why I love video editing. It's a medium where you can almost unlimited expression in, really, and just so many ways to express the same thing. Like, some of his past videos have been actually quite effects heavy, or he's shown off what he knows. So far, I mean, this could go crazy on us, but so far it's been basic. But basic doesn't mean bad. Basic, because there's different forms of basic. You can be a basic batch, which might be bad, or you can be basic in editing. But basic's not even is the wrong word. I'd say it's simplistic, it's clean, it's deliberate. So what we have here is very, very clean syncing, really, really well filmed, well shot stuff, and thematically matching the clips to the music. So in this example, you have that cool little piano refrain, and then we cut to some birds flying away in the air. It's just a really nice feeling. Again, you're elevating. You have already quite a euphoric sort of, almost like a piano piece that has a sense of freedom to it. And you see birds flying, and it matches it perfectly. It's really gorgeous. Jimin is the man in red, the woman in red for this. Interesting. Okay, are we getting into a narrative here? So we started out with smiley, and now they're kind of, I don't know if they're just being silly, if they're actually getting into a fight. No, just being silly, it looks like. Oh.
죄송합니다.
Okay, maybe I should put the subtitles on. Auto-generated, so maybe that's going to help.
죄송합니다.
So I don't know what he's saying in this break, but that is very interesting. That's such an interesting stylistic choice. Alright, let's take this in again. The syncing again. Flawless here, look at this. Lovely.
죄송합니다.
That is a very, very bold choice, because it breaks up the flow heavily, in a very deliberate, heavy-handed way. I like it.
죄송합니다.
And thematically, you've gone from BTS having fun to birds flying free, which kind of hints at maybe how they're feeling. I mean, you know, I know from watching Bon Voyage, which you can see on my Patreon. You know, obviously they love traveling, and them being abroad is one of the few times they kind of get a respite, or at least a change of scene maybe from being in the studio all the time, being dancer up practicing all the time. To me, that's what the bird evokes, freedom, being somewhere new. Sugar looking magnificent in that coat. These are all gorgeous shots. I'm less of a photographer than I am, you know, a video editor, but, you know, the framing here is lovely. And also notice that Jungkook has deliberately chosen a very, very, very cinematic wide. Like, look how wide this is. Look how enormous these black boxes are on your TV or your phone, most likely. It's a very deliberate cinematic choice. It's kind of a claustrophobic crop, you know, it's right there. It's like, this is all you get to see. Look at it. When you combine these kind of really, really like widescreen shots with quite close-up shots, and especially when you have this incredible depth of field effect where the background is so blurred, your eye is so drawn to the subject. It's a very, very effective method of filming and framing. Some beautiful cinematography in here. Look at this. This is interesting. So we've gone from having the foreground be so, you know, so deliberately focused with a crazy depth of field bokeh effect on the background. And in the inverse here, the foreground is so blurred you could almost like miss it. So your eyes are actually, it's almost kind of like a cross-eyed kind of effect. I like it. I also like RM's purple little tints here. It's purple mullet. It's a brand new sentence. Interesting. We've got a complete color and tonal shift here from blue to orange. Typically, you know, you can circumvent these tropes, but typically you'd associate blue with more cool, more cold, maybe more sad or serious, warm with more sort of hazy, summery, warm, maybe more nostalgic. It really depends. Like, you can, those tropes aren't solid. That's the nice thing about video editing, is, you know, you can kind of break them yourself. And so far what I've gotten from this video is a real sense of just peace, relax, calm. Maybe they just finished a show and they're having, you know, a good time by themselves, just taking in the moment, really in the moment. And here, you know, RM, who has been withdrawn, looking away from Jungkook, is now looking at him, and the scenery just becomes warm, and it's like that kind of warmth of friendship, the familiarity of a loved one. It's like, we're here together. I don't even need photographers or like photo shoot people, promo mags. They can do it all themselves. Jungkook's got it covered. They're also good at posing and wearing fuzzy jackets.
The hardest parts of your silence.
He's so good at choosing clips. I love this cut here.
Hardest parts of your silence.
Like, this could have been somebody filming here. Maybe he handed it to RM or something. Probably not. Probably a bad idea. He'd probably drop it. But he handed it to somebody less clumsy. And they started filming. They're trying to get a steady shot, but their hand shook a little bit. Maybe deliberately, probably not deliberately. But he's watching this clip back and he's thinking, you know what? I like that wobble.
Your silence.
I like the way that wobbles. And it kind of like, the way he syncs it with the piano hit. You know, because when a piano hits, the string wobbles a bit afterwards. Like, it's just such, I love that sync. And it steadies.
Mark the fall.
Love it.
Snow.
Love that jacket as well.
You hear, you know.
Ooh. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, so Jungkook is no stranger to playing around with the black bars, because I'm pretty sure in another GCF he was using like yellow or purple bars, or maybe it was white, but he's definitely played around with this before. But the transition here is very interesting. Because we've already gone from quite deliberately blue scene to a more yellow and sort of calming scene, a more chill, warm kind of vibe. And in a way, I think going from black bars to white bars now evokes a kind of less serious kind of thing. To me, it's almost like, it's like being like, before this was all cinematic and serious, but now we're properly relaxing. Now this is just us. Like the white bar into the black bar is almost more friendly, less pretentious maybe.
Just waiting.
Not sure quite how to describe it, but it really does. It's just more sort of reassuring, I think. It's less imposing because typically a black bar and a narrow aspect ratio is designed, in certain scenes to kind of make this claustrophobia to be like, yeah, this is what you look at. But the white makes it more friendly.
As if you didn't know.
Nice transition here.
If you didn't know.
I like this video a lot so far. It really is like he's taken everything he's learned and he's taken it down to its essence and really tried to make something as creative and stylized as possible without deliberately going over the top or without being really show-offy, basically. Just being like, this is almost like, this is the purest form of editing I can do. And I like stuff like that.
You ignored all the darkest of warnings. Found our end in the silence of morning.
He's got quite a soft image here, and he has kind of throughout. I wouldn't be surprised if he's put a little bit of Gaussian blur or some kind of blur effect on top of the whole clip. You obviously still have much more blur in the background, but even the foreground, like, you can just tell by how nice the camera is and how gorgeous the colors are that that's a very expensive camera. I guarantee you this footage has been touched in some way because I'm pretty sure the original would be like even more crisp, but he wanted a kind of diffuse, soft look. It's very evocative.
Beneath the cold. Take the desert, you take the.
Some really great shots here. That is a great shot.
Take the desert, you take the coast, but to each his own. I take.
Wow, that is an amazing shot. Where is this? That must be on like a mountain somewhere. There's like snow falling in front of the thing. That's incredible. If he took that, he's got a brilliant eye. That is a gorgeous shot there. Oh.
Take the desert, you take the.
And here, I think he's actually gone a little bit fancy. He's added some kind of particle effect, I think, because I don't know what else this would be. Like, unless like Aurora Borealis, whatever it's called. Aurora Boris. I mean, it sounds like I just said a weird Russian name, but it's like, unless some sort of weird passing electricity anomaly just happened. That is a particle effect, I think. But it blends in so well with the surroundings. And the sync is gorgeous. I mean, you might not even hear this if you weren't on headphones, but there's a little like sort of pluck noise, like plop, and it comes with a little particle effect. I didn't even notice. It was so subtly done. He switched back to the black bars for here, for the nature, which is interesting. I think that kind of goes into what I was saying, like white bars showing his friends. It's more friendly, black bars back to nature and stuff. And then in a second here, the black bars are all gone. Which coincides with them traveling potentially back to Korea. Thematically, that could be what they're getting at here. Almost like the aspect ratio is used to kind of show a different way of looking at the world. We're in a different country. When you travel, you look at the world in a different way. Like, you just cannot help but be like, the world is suddenly more interesting. Everything matters so much more. It's all brand new. And now we're back on a plane and the aspect ratio is back to full screen because it's more familiar. That's a really nice shot. A very evocative outro. It's almost like The Hangover. It's like, that was this like beautiful snapshot in time, and now we're heading back home. And the slight melancholy feeling you get when a holiday is over. Okay, but it's getting warm as well. Okay, it's getting really orange. It's like the light is slowly fading out, you know? The end of an era, kind of. Excellent. Really, really good. That was a really great, well, package, to use that word again. Just as Jungkook really showing off everything he's learnt so far. You know, impeccably clean. Like the filmography, cinematography was amazing. The use of color, the use of stuff like the aspect ratio changes, the black border changes to white border, and some very subtle video effects in there. The syncing was immaculate. It was a video that was like, it was one of those videos where it was so well done that you could completely ignore how much work went into it, which is a sign of a really good video. That was like a holiday edit on steroids. I'm seriously impressed. It was really, really, really good. Very, very emotionally fulfilling and evocative. Like, I think he conveyed the tone he was going for perfectly there. And hopefully he ends up doing more GCFs, but for now, that was a very fitting end, or semi-end to the series. It's so impressive, like, if you look at his first video to now, and how few years there are between them, like, it's crazy the amount of talent there is there. So I hope you guys enjoyed me breaking that down. I hope if you're interested in video, learning about video, all that stuff, that there was some interesting stuff in it for you to learn. If you have any questions for me, feel free to pop those in the comments. And while video editing, you know, isn't the main focus of my channel, it's something obviously I'm obsessed with, that I've been doing forever. So if you have any other suggestions of videos you'd like me to see me react to from a video editor's perspective, then please do pop those in the comments. Make sure you have subscribed if you want to see more stuff like this. And if you want even more content than I can possibly provide on YouTube, go to my Patreon, patreon.com/SpeedyandReacts. Link is in the description. I've got Run BTS and stuff like that on there, and you get early access to all of my videos on there as well. Hope you guys are having a splendid day. I'll see you soon, and remember, if you like my reactions to GCF and Helsinki, then click the subscribe button. To not do so would be stinky.